Night Shift by Will the Poet Langford. Rise, night cogs, integral to our daywalker slumber, chasing the fleeing things, prettying the dirty things. Rise, watchmen, wading into diners, clocking into quarry, changing post at door side. Though the tile floor will always be stained with daytime grime and trampled gum. Though no one's entered that door in days, weeks, turning to ages. Though the fleeing things will take flight into the crevices. Though the pretty things will be dirtied, you will rise and shine again. Making a Coney Dog, Detroit Style, by Will the Poet Langford. Naturally, you'll use all beef hot dogs. Kogel brand, so perfectly pink and plump. Fresh is a must, but any bun will do to swaddle this Detroit delicacy. Layer on beanless chili, a service to us all, with bumpy bits of spiced beef. Top with yellow onions, ghost white insides, granules strewn like salt on an icy walk. Add a single stripe of yellow mustard for the purists, ketchup for the tourists. Nests in a hinged white clamshell container for the tasty takeout jewel inside. Of course, you'll need a strong-stomached people. Find them waiting tables, schooling children. While listening to Dave Brubeck's Take 5 by Will the Poet Langford. At day's end, I said don't swing no more. I said, Dad, don't swing no more. Working man, lay down your hammer. At day's end, rest, jazz man, improvising dinner for 4 boys and wife. Rest, jazz man. Take 5. At day's end, your forearms are heavy. The blacktop tar of the roof boils, sun hot. The planks weigh as steel beams on your back. At day's end, working man, lay down your hammer. It is paid for every road trip and Christmas gift. I said don't swing no more, Dad. Don't swing no more. At day's end, lie in the bed you made with that hammer. Under the roof you keep up. You own this shade. At day's end, your walk is a shuffle. I see the reddened whites of your eyes and the weary blues of your shoulders, wide arch. At day's end, I said, Dad, don't swing no more. I said, Dad, don't swing.
Round Trip by Will the Poet Langford. I've walked under a lot of lights that have spontaneously illuminated. At least that's what I'd like to believe. That you won't cut the lights off on me as I'm climbing the basement staircase of our hard days. That you won't stop looking for the good in me, the God in us, the odd in me. I'd like to believe that you see me, my shadow elongating in that glow of yours. That you'll stop to ponder if I would stumble, unsure without the torch of you, to light the dark steps for my footfalls.
I'm that stubborn kind of fellow. When I'm alone, I cry. I heard it through the grapevine. What's going on? Trouble, man. Mary Wells is shopping around for that Motown Sound, and so do we marvel at the news on our doorsteps that Detroit is on the rise. Some Ford Falcon on cinder blocks, climbing through the ashes of the ghetto.
a rose gold recollection of our greatest hits. The saints and the sinners would have you believe our hope died in the riots. The contours of our being steel body misaligned by the fires and the blight. The temptations to say Detroit sees new light in the queue line. In suburban flight directly into our core, but you cannot remix and you cannot remaster Cast Corridor with erasure. This rare earth cannot be so easily purchased, signed, sealed, delivered, and FedEx to your doorstep. They forget we've got that soul clap in our bones. We've got that church on every block, Jesus. So please, Mr. Postman, deliver us some truth. Tell them about Black Bottom. Tell them how we bounce back from devastation like dandelions, gnarled and still shining. Joe Louis on the ropes gliding through shots to the body. This is the Motown Sound, a supreme 3-part Copacabana cornucopia to uncloud your cornea, and God is writing this album from the top down. We're living for the city, we're headed for higher ground. I've watched Detroit, thought drowned, thought defunct, rise like the Earl of Funk. Through our eyes, we see miracles on every corner. Detroiters hustling harder, from the check and go on Campo to the wonder of a young Stevie sound checking at the Apollo. From bowls of beans to beans bowls fingertips, building an empire on the boulevard so my lady can go dancing in the streets, can click her heels 3 times in a warehouse brimming with enough mortar to brick back the barber shops, every black business cropped in the reaping, and bathe in the cool of hues, walk down Woodward toward our dream, undeferred, undeterred. My lady no longer sings the blues and is as fond as ever of your mahogany. Detroit is the sound of young America, hungry and full and hungry and full of music, the push and pull of our pennants like tides, and like tides cast across the plate glisten if you would but lend your ear to listen.
Avatars by Will the Poet Langford. We've made it. The future weighed us and found us packing. Love for our earth, its oceans, its asylum seekers, its meek and many, many weary. Found us making music in the waking hours of tragedy, forging art in back alleys, making amends for amendments late to the docket. Congratulations. We're notorious for missing the forest for the trees. It is now your mission to ensure that we don't miss the road for the digital milestones, miss the movement for the buckshot of tweets, scattering matter when what matters is a smattering of facts scattered roughshod over 240 characters. It verges on haiku, the art of saying so much and so little, so briefly. It is your sacred duty to ensure that we never forget the moment when smartphones took the place of lighters at concerts where the bass was especially heavy. Make sure our next generation of iterations remembers the time when the word of mouth was the word and the word was good. I read that the volume of data on Wikipedia alone cannot be housed by any library of reasonable size. A veritable Alexandria stretches before our fingertips and yawns at our inability to contain it. I implore you to contain it, to write the word or speak it, to not wait on change, but to be it, to be more than avatars.